Greetings ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my first video where I'm talking about my 1971 Mach 1 Mustang. I'll just take a closer look at the car. It says 1971, but it was actually built in the middle of November 1970, ready for the 71 model year, I suppose. This, being a rather tall chap, is the best Mustang for me, can get in and out no problem, and this particular one has the optional sports deck. If you don't know what that is, it's the option where the rear seats fold down forwards, as they are at the moment, and the panel between the interior cab and the boot folds down the other way, basically making an estate car or a covered-in pickup, whichever way you look at it. The bottom line is lots and lots of carrying capacity, which is what I need. This started life as a 351 with an auto box, and I think the back end was something like 330, but because the price of gas in Britain is so expensive, the back end has been changed and is now a 275. The object of this exercise is not to get the fastest car at the drag strip, because they normally take the most petrol, and at approaching $10 a gallon I can do without that. So we're trying to get a car that will cruise quite effectively on the motorway, 70, 80, 90 miles an hour, but also achieve about 30 miles to the UK gallon, which is a little bit bigger than the American gallon. The engine's been changed. The original engine, the 351 Cleveland 2-barrel, was in a bit of a sorry state, and the gearbox was even worse. Most of the mechanical side of the car was well worn, bearings, shock absorbers, etc. They'd all seen better days because the car done well over 100,000 miles. It has been rebuilt to some degree in the States, which is the way I bought it, but it needs an awful lot more work done. The underneath's been done now, bearings, shocks, they're all new, mostly new anyway. But the engine and gearbox is currently from a 1978 Lincoln Continental. So it's the Ford 400, which was very similar to the 351 Cleveland, only bigger. And instead of the FMX box, I've got a C6, which is a bit tougher. Now, engine out at the moment for rebuild. Last year the car did a tour of Europe down to Le Mans, Monaco for the Classic Grand Prix, etc. And driving sensibly being about 65, 75, on one particular day, we actually got slightly over 22 mpg, as I say, English gallon, not American one. So with the work I'm doing now, I hope to get it up to 30 or thereabouts. It would benefit because of the gearing from either a 5-speed, 6-speed box or possibly overdrive. I'll be looking at into that in the future, but for the moment we're just going to rebuild the C6 and concentrate on the engine. Engine's out, as you can see, and we'll tomorrow start work on the block. The Lincoln had already had work done on it, low mileage engine, Wayland dual plane with a Holly. There we are, that's ready for a clean-up. The Holly's been sold on eBay. It went off to some gentleman in the south of Spain using it for goodness knows what. Right, where do we start? Well, we've got all the normal things you'd expect, new bearings, big ends, etc. But the first thing to concentrate on is this, which is fast EZ-EFI. It's the fuel injection system. You take off your old carburetor, in my case the Holly, and replace it with this. Now, this fuel injection system actually height-wise is a little bit less than the Holly that was removed, so you're probably going to gain 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch depending on which carburetor you've got, which aids foot clearance. It wasn't a problem in my case, but the extra clearance will always help. Next along the list, comp cams. Now this is a roller cam, not the old flat tappet design that was used originally. Great benefits from this. You really need to check out YouTube to find out just how much better a roller cam is. Better for your oil, more horsepower, less heat build-up with the oil because of the difference in friction. Oh, going back to Fast Easy, check out their videos, because one of these fitted to, I think it was a 64 or 66, maybe something like a Chevelle. Or maybe Pontiac Tempest, can't quite remember. Anyway, after a full rebuild, which was running a normal carb, I think they got 13.2 to the gallon, American gallon. They took that off, put this on, and it went from 13 to over 18, so a considerable fuel saving. This is about 1600 bucks plus fitting, so it's going to cost you £2 altogether. Next on the list, that's just a rebuild kit for the C6. That's going to be an HD rebuild kit. My rear shocks are a little bit old, so new air shocks so I can adjust the suspension. Front suspension, front trunnions are squeaking a bit, so there's new ones there, gaskets, etc. Not going to be fitted yet because they're still in America, but new front and rear anti-roll bars, the heftier ones. Here's the fittings, but they'll be arriving shortly. And last on the list, here we have alloy cylinder heads, aluminum or aluminium in England. These are from ROUTE66. There is their sticker. In California, they're on the internet, so you can phone up, have a chat, or have a look at their website. These, I think, are going to be drastically important because they raise the compression from the original about 8.5 to probably 10.25, 10.5. And if you do your homework, just raising the compression by 2 points will probably get you 30 to 50 horsepower more if you do nothing else whatsoever. So a combination of these, roller cam system, and the fast EZ-EFI, that is where I think I'm going to get the majority of my extra MPG from. Plenty of space under the bonnet, all these will fit in. We've got headers down there, they came off the Lincoln, and luckily they're a straight fit on the Mustang as well. We're even running the same engine mountings. The 400 pops in. Now the 400 is not a very popular engine as far as Mustangs go. It was used in trucks and a lot of other heavy applications, but more and more people are turning to it because they're plentiful, they're cheap, and now that you can get the bits like these heads and the manifolds, you can actually make them work and turn them from a plodding engine into something slightly more exciting. Right, I think that's just about it for the time being. Videos will follow as the work progresses, and then I'll be reporting on what sort of MPG we get out of the car when it's done and dusted. But this is a good kick-off. If you want to do some homework, there we are. You can check out the roller cam, check out the fast EZ-EFI, and if you've got a Cleveland engine or a 400, give ROUTE66 a bell and have a chat to them. Okay, back to work. We will catch you later.